Champagne, we have 4 big regions. 3 big regions is on the north part of Champagne, and another 1 region is a bit in a different place, and this is my region. The name of the region is called Côte des Bars. And yes, so something which is very important to understand is Côte des Bars, our region, is a little mix between the Champagne. It's in Champagne today, but it's a bit a mix between Champagne and Burgundy. Our soil is different. The north part of Champagne is chalky soil. For us, we don't have chalk. We have clay and limestone, like in Burgundy. The soil is twice older than the north. So when we call it, the soil is Chiméridien. Chiméridien is the age of the soil. Is 200 million years. And this soil is sedimentation of Lidl oyster. So yes, my region, Côte des Bars, Chiméridien soil, sedimentation of Lidl oyster. So it means this Chiméridien soil, sedimentation of Lidl oyster means a sensation of taste a little bit different than the north part of Champagne. It means you're gonna feel some salty and salinity sensation during the taste, and this is mostly come from this Lidl oyster. So if you're drinking Chablis or some Sancerre, you can feel the same similarity between our Champagne in terms of taste, salty sensation and salinity sensation. So that's one of the big particularity of south part of Champagne, Côte des Bars region. Celles-sur-Ours is a special place for rare grapes, and especially for Pinot Blanc. And if you think about Pinot Blanc in Champagne and Pinot Blanc in Celles-sur-Ours, you need to think about our family history, because today we are the owner of the biggest proportion of Pinot Blanc. And we have 25% of our vines, which is Pinot Blanc, and we are also the owner of the oldest plot of Pinot Blanc in Champagne, and we produce a champagne which is called l'Original. I don't know if Sally, is what you drink it?
Yes, it is.
So this cuvée l'Original is maybe one of the famous of the domain, because is the first champagne made with only Pinot Blanc. It was in 1996 from the oldest plot of Pinot Blanc in Champagne. The plant have more than 100 years old. So if the family and if the domain is known for something, is for our special relation with Pinot Blanc.
Is there something about the special about Celles-sur-Ours and Pinot Blanc? Because it's quite a special relationship. So can you tell us about that a little bit more, Italian?
Celles-sur-Ours is at the crossing of 4 different valleys. So 4 little rivers will cross each other in the place of Celles-sur-Ours. So when you have rivers who cross each other, you have a special climate. I mean more water. So more humidity. So when you have more humidity, you're gonna be more impacted by the spring frost. So my grandfather told me that in 100 years ago, the people can harvest only 1 year every 10 years, because they lose grapes most of the time. With the spring frost. So I'm the 8th generation of my family who making wine. 8th generation who working in the village of Celles-sur-Ours. The first 4 generation was only vigneron. They growing grapes, and after they sell the grapes to the negociant, to the houses, and the name of the domain today is the name of my grandfather. Pierre Gerbais is my grandfather. And my grandfather Pierre was the first one in our family to choose to make champagne and only champagne. Stop doing different activities. So he starts with a wedding gift. His father and his uncle give a wedding gift, 0.3 hectare, 0.4 hectare, 3 little plots. And all his life, what my grandfather doing was try to select in Celles-sur-Ours different personality of terroir. Yep. The two first wine of the range is Grand Sel. Mm-hmm. Grand Sel White and Grand Sel Rosé. Is the champagne where we mix grapes and the 20 terroir. So that's the champagne, the two champagne were the most representation of the vines, of the vineyard. After that, we have 4 different champagne from 3 different grapes. We have one champagne which is l'osmose, which is 100% Chardonnay, Blanc de Blanc from Chardonnay. Mm-hmm. Osmose means a terroir. It's 2 terroirs, 2 plots who look each other, okay. South facing and north facing. So in the south facing, you have the richness and the ripeness of the sun, because the sun touched like that, the slope, yep. Like perpendicular. And the north facing is more colder because the sun touched like that, the slope, and we can save more acidity. The other one is l'original. L'original is the one that I told you is 100% Pinot Blanc, exactly. From the oldest plot of Pinot Blanc in Champagne, planted in 1904, and by the 4th generation of our family. And this original is south-facing and very important plot for Champagne diversity, because everybody now in Champagne, when they want plant some Pinot Blanc, they have the choice in terms of 2 clone, 2 variety, and it's 2 DNA. The thing is, 2 DNA is not very a lot in terms of diversity. For us, in l'original plots, we have 2,000 different DNA. Each plot is have a different personality and different DNA. So this plot is very important for Champagne in general, for the diversity of Pinot Blanc. So we have Chardonnay, Osmose, we have Pinot Blanc with l'original, we have Rosé de Saignée, the one that you have from 100% Pinot Noir. But we also do a Pinot Noir from the same plot than the Rosé de Saignée, which is l'audace. L'audace means audacity, because l'audace is one of the first champagne made in Champagne with no sulfites. It was in 2010. 2010, we decided to use the same plot than the Rosé de Saignée for making Blanc de Noir, l'audace, and also the Rosé de Saignée. So l'audace, which is zero brut nature, zero dosage, which is 100% Pinot Noir made with no sulfites, is a bit in the same mind than the Rosé de Saignée. It's 2 wine to eat with, for food pairing.
Thank you, Aurélien. That was terrific. Here at Sally Hillman, we're all about celebrating champagne, and we're very passionate about what we do. We really hope you enjoyed our Zoom call with Champagne Pierre Gerbais and Aurélien today. We invite you to purchase some of the Pierre Gerbais cuvées from Le Shop, our online store, as well as our other beautiful grower champagnes, Lehmann glassware and accessories.